Okay, video cuts off after 15 minutes, so we're going to continue on. This is starting on, I think, number 48 on the last page of the balancing packet, so page 4. So I think we were to this part when we got cut off. So we had done the inventory. I started by putting 2 here for the sodium, which makes this 2. Chlorine is also going to become 2. Okay. Let's see. One carbon, looks good. All we have to do is put a 2 in front of the hydrochloric. Both those turn into 2. 2, 1, 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, 3, 2, 2. Looks balanced. 1, 2, 2, 1, and 1. Okay, for 49, this one is actually the combustion of octane. So this is gasoline burning, is what this is. So I do a atom inventory. I have 8 carbons. I have 18 hydrogens. I have 2 oxygen. On this side, I have 1 carbon. I have 2 hydrogen. I have 3 oxygen. Okay, I'm going to start by putting an 8 here, which is going to make my carbonate. Oxygen, that's going to be 16 and 1, which is 17. Okay. 18 and 2, if I put a 9 here, 9 times 2 is 18. For the oxygens, once again, I've got 16 there and 9, which make this 25. Okay, 25 is an odd number. There is a number that times 2 is 25. Okay, and that number is going to be 12 and a half. Okay, that number is 12 and a half. And let's see. You can't have halves, so we got to double everything. 12 and a half is going to become 25. 1 becomes 2. 8 is going to become 16. And 9 becomes 18. Let's check our work. Here are 16 carbons. Here are 16 carbons. Here are 36 hydrogens. Here are 36 hydrogens. Oxygen, we've got 50 of them here. We've got 34. Is that right? 34 and 18. That's not right, is it? No. Or what did I screw up on? Something? Oh, that must be right. 34 and 18. Why am I not getting that as being 50? Because shouldn't that be 50? I think it should. Let's see. Oh, no, that's 32. That's why. Math for the win. 32 plus 18. Yeah, 16 times 2 is 32. There's 50. Okay. Yep, we're good. A little brain fart there. Getting late in the day. All right. Last one. Atom inventory. 4 phosphorus, 2 oxygen. Over here. 2 phosphorus, 5 oxygen. If I put a 2 here, this becomes 4. That becomes 10. Put a 5 here, this becomes 10. 1, 5, and 2. Okay, as I promised, there was one back here we screwed up on. We're going to give it another shot here. Let me back up. Okay, let's take a stab at this one again. So I think this one is number 44. Let's see if we can get it this time. Okay. Atom inventory. Let's be careful. This time I have 2 and I have 1, so that's going to be 3. I have 1 sulfur. I have 4 oxygen. I have 1 iodine. On this side, hydrogen, I have 2 there and 2 there, so I have a total of 4. Sulfur looks like I have 1. Oxygen, it looks like 1. Iodine, I have 2. Let's try this. Maybe instead of skipping the hydrogen, let's start with hydrogen this time. Since I've got 4 here and I've got 3 here, if I put a 2 here, this should make this 4. Then the iodine is going to become 2. Okay, so hydrogen looks good. Sulfur is all right. I have 4 and I have 1. So if I put a 4 here on the oxygen, this hydrogen is then going to become 8 all of a sudden. This oxygen becomes 4. So that looks good. Sulfur is good. Oxygen, iodine. All right. Let's see. Oh, we don't have 4 hydrogen. Sorry, because we've got 8. Excuse me. We have 8 here, and then these 2. So this is actually 10. Okay, so that's 10. In looking at this, let's see. More than likely, what I'd probably do, since everything's fixed with the exception of the hydrogen, I'm not going to mess with the hydrogen over here because the sulfur and oxygen are already good. If I can fix or manipulate this when I have an iodine by itself, that one might be the easiest. So out of these 10, I'm not going to jack with these two. So these 10 over here, these two I'm not going to touch. So I only need to come up with 8 from this guy. Okay. So that makes that pretty straightforward. If I turn this into an 8, I have 8, 9, 10 there. So I have 10 hydrogen. Then my iodine turns into 8. Okay. Well, let's see. I can easily make this one 8 by simply putting a 4 there. And let's check our work. Okay, I think this should work now. So total of hydrogen, I have 2 and 8, which is 10. I have 2 and 8, which is 10. Sulfur, I have 1 here and 1 here. That looks good. Oxygen, I have 4 and I have 4. Hydrogen, we have 8. We just did that. So we have, or no, excuse me, 10. These 2 and these 8 are 10. We have these 8 and these 2, which is good. 8 iodine, 8 iodine. There we go. Success.